Hi, I'm Kevin Tetz. Changing your oil is a great way to get to know your vehicle, and it's an easy job to do. It only requires about 45 minutes and some simple tools. You always want to consult your manual for component locations, fluid requirements, and capacities. Don't have a manual? No worries. Your neighborhood AutoZone can look up all of that information for you. Here's what you're going to need: a wrench or a ratchet for the oil plug itself, a funnel, some gloves, an oil filter wrench, some glasses since we're going to be under the car, some shop towels, and of course the oil and the filter itself. Let's check out our car. Now you want your oil to be warm but not hot. I've run the car for about a minute and it just makes the oil easier to drain out. You want to locate the engine oil cap under the hood. Removing this helps the oil drain faster, and sometimes the cap contains information on the manufacturer's oil grade recommendation. And while you're under the hood, it's a really good idea to give a good visual inspection. Inspect your hoses, belts, and other fluids. Make sure everything's where it needs to be. We're good. Now, depending on your vehicle's clearance, you're probably going to need to jack your vehicle up. Just make sure that you use good quality jack stands and use recommended jack points, and always have your vehicle in park and the emergency brake on. Now, this is the oil pan of the car. It's at the bottom of the engine. There's going to be a plug on the side or the bottom that looks like this. On most cars, it'll take a socket or a wrench between 13 and 17 millimeter. Put your drain pan under here and start to loosen slowly. Then continue by hand so you don't drop the plug into the drain pan. The oil is going to come out fast, so be sure to have gloves and protective eyewear on. And then you just let the oil drain. With the drain plug out of the car, give it a good inspection. Make sure the threads are all good and that the rubber seal is supple and free from cracks. If you do see any cracks or damage, you can get a replacement seal or a complete replacement drain plug from your neighborhood AutoZone. Once the oil's drained, you need to clean this area. Replace the plug, turning it in by hand until it's snug, and then gently tighten with a wrench. You want it snug, but not too tight. One more wipe down, and onto the filter. Most vehicles have the oil filter under the engine, but some might have it under the hood. Either way, this is what you're looking for. Attach the filter wrench to the filter and then turn gently until it's loose. This might even be messier than the plug, so make sure your drain pan is ready. Clean and inspect the area and prepare it for the new filter. Take the new filter, remove any packaging, and put on a little bit of oil on the rubber seal or O-ring before installation. Now we want to install the filter by hand, screwing it in until the seal touches the engine. Then I'm going to mark the filter with the marker and turn the filter 3/4 to 1 full turn from that point. Once the engine gets hot, the seal will expand and lock the filter on. One more wipe clean, and that takes care of things under here. Now the car needs to be off the jacks and level to put in the new oil. It's pretty straightforward. Put your funnel in the fill hole and pour in the new oil. And you want to make sure and put 1 quart less than the manufacturer recommends. This car requires 7. We're going to install 6. That way, you never run the risk of overfilling. Now here's a tip. If you pour the oil out of the side of the container, it comes out much smoother. I ran the engine for about a minute, let it sit. Now we're going to check the oil. Your dipstick is on the side of the engine, typically with the yellow handle like this. What you want to do is pull it out, wipe it clean, and then reinsert it. Seat it fully, and then check your level. Yeah, just like we figured, because we've got 6 quarts in a 7-quart capacity engine, we're about a quart low. Now you want to pay attention to your hash marks right here. That's going to show you a typical fill level. We've got these dots or these holes in the dipstick to help us, and it shows, just like we thought, that we're a quart low. So we're going to add another quart and check it again. Yep, we're at the optimum fill level, which for this vehicle is the middle hole in the middle of the hash marks. Now your vehicle might be different. Just check with your manufacturer's recommendations to be sure. We are good to go with new high quality oil ready to ride. And that is that. Now once you're done, you can take your old oil and filter to a neighborhood AutoZone or to a local recycling center for disposal. Now, you're going to get good at this after doing it a couple of times, and it should only take you about a half an hour. I'm Kevin Tetz. See you in the zone.